Big news alert. Netanyahu just dropped a bombshell. The Third Temple rebuilding kicks off this November. Imagine the historic echoes and what this means for the world. Is it a game changer or a controversy starter? What's the scoop on the City of David, and what about the Dome of the Rock? So let's dive into this video today to know the details. The Third Temple is about rebuilding a special place in Jerusalem. Before this, there were two other temples, but they were destroyed a long time ago. One during a fight with Babylonians in 587 BCE, and the other during a fight with Romans in 70 CE. Even though the Third Temple hasn't been built yet, it's a very important and sacred thought in Judaism, especially in Orthodox Judaism. People believe it will be the holiest place for Jews to worship. In the Hebrew Bible, the prophet said that the Third Temple should be built before or during the Messianic Age, a special time in the future. This idea is also significant in some Christian beliefs about the end of the world. For many religious Jews, the hope of building the Third Temple in the Old City of Jerusalem, specifically at the Temple Mount, is an ongoing idea. This belief is not just religious, it's also seen as an important goal in Israel. However, it's not that simple because there is already a building called the Dome of the Rock on the same site. This building is important to Muslims and has led to disagreements and tensions between Jews and Muslims. The arguments over this place have become a big political issue in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, causing a lot of debates and challenges in finding peace between the two groups. The international community has stayed away from deciding who should control Jerusalem because Israel and the Palestinian National Authority both claim it as their capital, leading to a lot of disagreements. Attempts at rebuilding. Since the Second Temple's destruction in 70 CE, religious Jews have wished to construct a third temple on the Temple Mount in Jerusalem. This hope is deeply rooted in the Jewish tradition, and prayers for it are a regular part of Jewish worship. Although it hasn't been built yet, the dream of a third temple is sacred in Judaism, particularly in the Orthodox community, and is seen as the future holiest place for Jews to worship. After the destruction of the Second Temple, there were attempts to rebuild it. Emperor Hadrian initially allowed it, but the plan changed. During the Bar Kokhba revolt in 132 CE, forces led by Simon Bar Kokhba captured Jerusalem and started building a new temple. However, the revolt failed, leading to the writing of the Mishnah to preserve traditions. The Romans punished the Jews by renaming the city and prohibiting them except on Tisha B'Av. The surviving rabbis continued their school in Javnia. Moreover, Roman Emperor Julian the Apostate, tried to rebuild the temple in 361-363 CE. He allowed the Jews to build, but Rabbi Hilkiah rejected the money, believing that Gentiles shouldn't be involved. The project faced obstacles, including flames and earthquakes, interpreted as divine intervention. Julian's death marked the end of the opportunity to rebuild the temple. In 610 CE, the Sassanid Empire briefly handed control of Jerusalem to the Jews, allowing animal sacrifices to resume. However, the Byzantines reclaimed the area, turning the unfinished structure into a garbage dump. In 637 CE, amid the Muslim conquest, Jews and Arabs clashed. Muhammad proposed unity under Abraham's banner. Jews began rebuilding the temple but were expelled by Arabs, who repurposed the site for prayers. In 1267, during Mongol raids, Nachmanides lamented Jerusalem's desolation, expressing hope for the temple's restoration. While mainstream orthodoxy awaits divine intervention, groups like the Temple Institute actively seek the Third Temple's construction on the Temple Mount. After Israel's 1967 capture of the Temple Mount, Rabbi Shlomo Goren, chief rabbi of the IDF, challenged norms, leading Jews in a prayer service despite resistance from Muslim guards and police. His controversial stance on Jewish sovereignty drew criticism from the defense ministry, but he persisted. Chief rabbis Unterman and Nisim reinforced laws against Jewish access, preventing conflicts. Goren advocated for a synagogue on the Mount and supported building the Third Temple, even claiming to see the Ark of the Covenant in 1983. The rabbi's prohibition on Temple Mount entry persisted, affirmed in 2005, but in 2014, 400 Jews prayed there, showcasing the ongoing tension. Obstacles in attempts at rebuilding Temple Mount. The path to rebuilding the Third Temple faces a significant hurdle: the presence of two ancient Islamic structures, the Al-Aqsa Mosque and the Dome of the Rock on the Temple Mount. Any attempt to alter or construct Jewish structures in proximity to these sites could provoke severe international conflicts due to the deep Muslim association with these holy places. Debates persist regarding the precise location of the Second Temple. While the Dome of the Rock is considered to occupy its original space, some scholars argue for alternative locations, adding complexity to the issue. Most Orthodox Jewish scholars reject immediate attempts to rebuild, awaiting the coming of the Messiah. The lack of consensus on cubit measurements, a unit used in the temple's construction, further complicates efforts. The Talmud recounts that the Second Temple was only possible through direct prophetic guidance from figures like Haggai, Zechariah, and Malachi. Without valid prophetic revelation, the challenge of rebuilding persists, even if the contested mosques no longer occupy the original site. Despite these obstacles, various groups are working to emphasize the benefits of development around the Temple Mount. Drawing from historical examples, such as King Agrippa's time, when millions visited Jerusalem, advocates suggest that spiritual tourism could drive economic growth, benefiting local and regional communities, many of which face poverty. Status of Temple Mount. Interpretations of Halakha, Jewish religious law by many rabbis, prohibit Jews from entering the Holy of Holies. The complex situation involves the Muslim clerics' control of the Dome of the Rock and Al-Aqsa Mosque, while Israeli police manage security. Historical incidents like the 1990 riot sparked by rumors of temple rebuilding highlight the volatile nature of the issue. In 1996, an archaeological tunnel's opening led to riots resulting in casualties, and a visit by Ariel Sharon in 2000 initiated clashes. However, during the Sukkot festival in 2006, a visit by Knesset member Uri Ariel occurred without incident, showcasing the ongoing sensitivity and potential for tension surrounding the Temple Mount. What does Netanyahu say about the recent establishment of a third temple? In a surprising revelation, an investigation by Haaretz exposes Israel's deputy defense minister and a key U.S. donor of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu financially supporting initiatives to reinstate Jewish control over the Temple Mount. Despite Israel officially opposing changes to the status quo, it funds the Temple Institute, linked to efforts for a third temple. The U.S., while outwardly against altering the Temple Mount's status quo, indirectly supports the Temple Institute through tax-exempt donations. Key players like Rabbi Yehuda Glick also receive U.S. backing. These financial ties surely raise questions about the Israeli government's stance on Temple Mount developments. But moving on further with temple reconstruction, what is the location for this reconstruction? The place for the temple? The anticipation of the rebuilding of the Third Temple is intricately tied to the city of David, a name resonating through several biblical passages, notably 2 Samuel 5:9. In the realms of history and archaeology, the city of David stands as a pivotal site in Israel, unraveling layers of the past through extensive excavations. Within the scriptural corridors of 2 Samuel chapter 5 verse 9, mentioning the city of David becomes a beacon, guiding explorations into its historical and archaeological significance. The phrase "David built all around" serves as an enigmatic gateway, inviting researchers to delve deeper into the mysteries concealed beneath the layers of time. Recent archaeological revelations have unearthed the remnants of 5 urban sites interconnected by ancient roadways dating back to approximately 1000 BC, aligning with the reign of King David. The striking resemblance in design and intricate details of these cities fuels speculation about the existence of a sophisticated monarchy, possibly anchored by a central stronghold associated with King David. Intriguing debates surround the proposed location of the original temple. Some reports and videos advocate a novel theory, suggesting a cave as the potential site, challenging the widely accepted location. This discourse injects fresh curiosity into the historical positioning of King Solomon's original temple, opening doors to unexplored narratives. Central to discussions about the temple's restoration is the profound significance of what the Jewish people believe regarding its rightful location. The decision on where to rebuild the temple rests in the hands of the Jewish community. Amidst varied opinions, a prevailing belief persists that the Dome of the Rock, a prominent Muslim shrine, stands on the hallowed grounds of the original temple. The Temple Institute of Jerusalem designates this contested site as the Rock. Further, to rebuild the Third Temple, the Dome of the Rock, a significant Islamic structure, must no longer stand on the site. It's important to note that the Dome of the Rock isn't a mosque, but holds immense religious and historical value. Some propose the idea of a Jewish temple coexisting with the dome, while others insist on its removal. The debate over the temple's location involves deep historical, religious, and political dimensions. It sparks discussions on whether the Dome of the Rock should make way for the temple. This complex decision hinges on religious beliefs, archaeological findings, and geopolitical considerations. As the world observes, the ongoing dialogue holds immense significance for religious history. The resolution of this critical matter will shape the future, with eyes turned toward the evolving discussions surrounding the Third Temple and the intricate tapestry of beliefs, history, and politics surrounding it. Share your views in the comments below and subscribe for more.